Can't trigger him.
Bernie's a fucking communist who should be shot. We did not go through a Cold War just to have his dumb ass get elected. And luckily, we didn't.
Are you loaded in yet, by the way?
Hey,
Nope. What?
out of curiosity, would you rather have Bernie or Trump?
I'd rather have neither, but I mean, they both fucking suck.
Oh man, I'd hate for everyone to get a good education and healthcare. That would really suck.
I'd hate for the government to take my money at gunpoint.
I'd just rather have Amazon do it.
What? How's Amazon taking my money at gunpoint?
Because they don't pay their workers enough for them to eat, so they go on government assistance. So you are paying for their workers to eat. They get food stamps because they don't make enough money working for Amazon in the factories. So your tax money goes to feeding those people instead of Amazon just paying those people.
Wow.
Which is why Bernie proposed a bill that says, okay, well, if you're not going to pay your workers enough, we're going to tax you 100% of all the food stamps your workers collect. Which makes perfect sense. So then they have to pay their employees.
Apologize.
You know what they say?
Yeah, I bet.
The government's literally just
Don't worry about it.
paying Amazon.
We're on a team. We work together. Don't feel bad about it. Okay.
Turns out when everything's for profit, that it becomes anti-consumer. Which is the exact opposite of what the free market's supposed to do, but after a while it happens.
But trickle-down economics may work.
Yeah. Trickles right back to the rich people.
It trickles down to the rich people's other classes.
It is true. If people have money, they spend it, but rich people don't spend their money, so.
Yeah, they need all of it, Kurt.
Only $200,000 to go.
It's the poor people that spend their money, but they don't get paid. Unlucky. Most Americans make under $30,000 a year, working over 40 hours a week. Pretty fucked.
It's like what? What is it? Like the top 1% have like 50% of the wealth or something? It's sick.
Yeah, the top 1% has more than like the bottom 70%.
I was becoming a pro on all levels.
Which is like the exact same proportion of like inequality of wealth that happened right before the Great Depression.
6 hours at J. Prismatic.
So what you're saying is we just need to get real sad again.
Yeah. Turns out we've been in this exact same thing, and tax cuts for the rich always ends up in boom bust economics. It's like, oh my god, look at the economy right now. It's so great. It's going off the charts. Guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna fucking crash.
Yeah.
It always happens.
Every time the economy booms, it crashes.
Yeah.
Or like
if you look at what happened in like the 40s and 50s through the New Deal, there was no crashes up until there was tax cuts again in like the 70s. Because we were investing in infrastructure and people and jobs instead of investing in rich people.
I'm not gonna lie.
Poor people spend money, rich people just save it. And they don't work. So then you can say, oh yeah, unemployment's ridiculous right now, everyone's working. Or they'll complain the unemployment, whatever, like, oh, no one's working, but it's like rich people don't work. And like, oh, we need to raise taxes. But if you raise taxes, it's actually better for the rich because they don't work. If you raise income tax, they're making no income. They make capital gains, which is the taxes that are getting cut.
Okay, Kurt. What is your boy Bernie gonna do about this?
Break up banks. All the corporations need to not fuck. They all own politicians right now. It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah.
You have to vote for people who take no corporate money, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Who the fuck is Cortez? Wait,
She just won the primary in New York.
Hmm.
felt like
She's going to the general election, but it's also like they're trying to cheese it. I don't know. There's some shit going down.
They're trying to cheese it, Kurt. You're
Yeah,
gonna need to elaborate.
Okay, so she beat out a longtime corporate Democrat who takes tons of money from corporations and does whatever they tell him to do. And he was, quote, destined for Democratic leadership, which means he was supposed to be like the next head of the DNC, which is awful. He's a terrible person. But he lost because she actually went around and like went and knocking on doors and telling people what she's about. And everyone voted for it. And that guy was pissed. And he, instead of taking it like a loser, he decides that he's going to try to cheese it and still run in the general election and put his name on the ballot, which is like total shit. And then they're probably going to rig it so that he wins. And if that happens, I'm going to lose my shit. Because the same thing happened in Florida a couple years ago with Debbie Walterman Schultz. Because the Democrats love rigging primaries, as you know.
Kurt.
Like they did to Bernie.
They never rig elections.
Oh yeah, what happened to Hillary and Bernie?
Hillary won fair and square. Come on now.
Yeah, she won super fair.
Kurt,
Hmm?
what are your thoughts on Donald Trump's presidency? Better or worse than you expected when he got elected?
As long as I had no expectations. He almost started a couple wars on Twitter. He launched missiles for no reason without approval of Congress, which is like a war crime.
Don't worry about it. I gotta go.
God.
Yeah,
He's not doing so hot, but
my expectations. Definitely doing worse than I expected.
he's doing
Like-
pretty bad.
I didn't expect him to do well, but I didn't expect him to do this bad.
That's bullshit, Ben.
That's a tilting part is like fucking turn on some
I thought I was.
CNN or some bullshit network and they'll just be like Russia. And it's like no one fucking cares.
I'll go to the meeting if you.
It's like all the primary or election rigging goes on in the United States, not Russia. I don't think some Facebook ad with a picture of Donald Trump in a diaper is going to change the way I vote. If it does, then I don't think you should be able to vote.
Oh boy. All right, Kurt, I have a question.
What?
Do you think that this is partially the fault of the older generations?
What, like them fucking up the economy?
Yeah, and just election in general too.
No, I think Donald Trump won because he had a populist campaign, which is anti-establishment, which is what most people want. Problem is, there's also a populist left side. He was populist right, I'm populist left. Anti-establishment, the works.
Anti-establishment. The works.
Yeah, turns out I'm not a fan of like families owning the government.
Okay, Kurt.
Hmm.
Here's what I need to know
Nothing costs
right now.
Uh-huh.
In your opinion, what should be done to corporations?
Yeah, we're done.
Tax heavier.
Tax heavier?
Oh yeah. Turns out when the CEOs, I think in the golden age of economics, which is like right after the New Deal, CEOs of companies are making like 40 times more than the bottom line worker, which is, yeah, okay. But like right now, Jeff Bezos makes like 40,000 times more than the bottom of his workers. So
Hey there, Theo.
it's a lot of money. He's
I
making a
am
couple
here.
$100,000 a
Are we
minute.
starting or was the
You're here too. Oh my.
Yeah, man. I said we're done.
Oh, I didn't hear
you goofy goober?
that.
So Kurt,
Mm.
we gotta ask. This is pretty much turned into an interview. What do you think is the #1 problem with America right now?
Wealth inequality.
Wealth inequality.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, so that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on immigration?
I don't know. I don't really think about it too much because,
Kurt does not care about immigrants. This is interesting.
I mean,
Kurt,
there's
I
already a
don't
bunch
care
of stuff
about-
set in place for that, isn't there?
I don't care about immigration either. So
And I'm trying to immigrate properly.
actually, yeah, I don't care. I care about immigration. Keep stealing out of my country.
Oh, he's trying to immigrate properly. I've changed my mind. I've changed my stance.
Only allow
I've been waiting
illegal
7
immigrants.
months so far for a response to say, yeah, we've
Just-
moved on with the next step of your process.
Bro, just come over here illegally. It's fine.
So, alright, so Theo, you're gonna be a grenadier, I assume.
This damn
Sort
king
of.
stealing all our jobs.
So, what are you
That's
gonna be
right.
now?
I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know.
let's just
exactly.
go to war with
See,
Canada.
it's not stealing a job if I'm already trained
What
and
about you,
qualified to
Peter?
work at UPS for when I get down
I'm
there
playing-
and I
I'm
can
playing
legally allowed to
Ranger,
work and I can
like
just
I usually
transfer.
do.
Right, okay, okay, you're gonna do high physical damage.
Oh, you'll love it. It'll be great.
We've also helped American UPS workers like transfer to like UPS Canada too.
I bet they get better health care.
I lose all my
Ooh.
seniority though when I
Here we go. Kurt?
transfer though.
What are your thoughts on the healthcare?
Should be single payer.
Oh, bless you, baby.
Kurt,
So,
what was your opinion of President Obama? We're in the middle of
he
the
was
asshole
like,
here.
he was like one of those. Oh, I'm here to shake things up, but he just ended up being the status quo, and he had he had centrist bullshit.
Quote,
Yeah.
I'm here to shake things up. Man who nothing.
So
I mean-
not a big Obama guy.
Obamacare was like a left-wing thing, but then as soon as the Republicans were like, well, we don't like this, they were just like, okay, fine, do it your way. And then the Republicans wrote the bill themselves, and that's what we got. So anyone who's Republican was like, yeah, Obamacare is shit. It's like, well, that's what your party came up with. That's literally Romney Care. Romney proposed Romney Care, and it was the exact same thing that Obamacare is now. So,
So, Theo, what specialist do you? I see
Alright, Kurt.
pictures of bows and crossbows. Like, do you have to have a bow and crossbow?
I don't know if this is a good question to ask you, but
I think you have to.
What
be
is your
in range
opinion
of your weapon.
on Ronald Reagan's
You have
presidency?
to what?
I don't really know too much about it. I know he tax cut for the rich. That's all I know him for, and it, destroyed the economy
That's good.
as always.
That's good.
Classic Republican move.
So what did you say about you gotta have a what weapon?
If we give the rich people more money, they'll
To be in
spend it.
range of whatever weapon.
Nah.
Kurt,
Hmm.
what is your opinion of the
So
rich people?
using a bow could be pretty optimal.
I don't know. It's like I can't generalize them. There's some cool rich people. There's some asshole rich people.
Well, give me some examples of cool ones and asshole ones.
I don't know him by first name base. I know there was one guy who was like, yeah, I shouldn't be getting a tax cut right now. And I was like, hell yeah, no, you shouldn't. And then you have Jeff Bezos, who's like, hey, I'm going to fuck everyone over because I'm rich. And I want
Also, fucking cool guys, Elon Musk, baby.
Elon Musk is a weird anomaly.
Yes, he is. He is a bizarre individual.
I just like that meme of like, let me put the kids back in the
Alright, so
cage.
I'm doing bartering and persuasion. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna go for
And not bartering anymore. I'm no longer bartering.
I have a point already in it because of who I am.
I'm going for thievery and sneaking.
Kurt, this was some interesting input.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the lore master, Theo?
I am the lore man.
I'm impressed, Kurt.
I enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah, I've been studying for a while.
Just in case you get into any more rumbles on dating sites.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Some bitch was trying to tell me she was like progressive left, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I do. And she started telling me how she voted for Hillary Clinton. I was like, well, you're just a liar then. So
I'm progressive left. No, that's wrong.
it's like, well, objectively, Hillary Clinton's a better politician than Bernie Sanders. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hillary Clinton's probably the worst politician to ever live.
Hey.
And Ted Cruz right behind her. Ted Cruz
No,
can
no.
suck my nuts.
Alright, let's
There's that video where he like spit corn out of his teeth. That was a good one.
Oh. Theo, why are we getting extra trips? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a mod that gives you extra things.
Ted Cruz is actually going to lose his election to a Democrat in Texas. It's going to be legendary.
Well, does anyone actually like Ted Cruz?
No.
Ted Cruz likes himself a lot, and he thinks everyone likes him. That's really
That does
weird.
not count. Someone liking themselves does not. Oh, why the fuck? Why does Theo no longer have hair?
The guy shit on him in a debate like last night on TV. It was awesome. It was like, I've been to every county in Texas, Ted. And he's like, how many have you been to? And he's like, I've been to all of them too. And I was like, how many are there? And Ted was like, well, and he's like, there's 224, Ted. I've been to all of them. Shit all over him.
Wait, this is in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, Leo, hate to drag you in. You live in Texas.
Right.
Who you rooting for in the upcoming election?
Beta.
Kurt, is that the other guy?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first. 100% of Texans like this guy over Ted Cruz.
100%.
It's a weird name. Beta.
You gotta use the toothpaste tactic for statistics here. Because it's like type thing you ask 10 people.
It's like, oh,
so
like you ask the dentist.
Sorry, I'm taking so I'm always stuck on deciding on
would you recommend brushing your teeth with Colgate over not brushing your teeth on? They're like, I mean, yeah. And then you write down 9 out of 10 dentists approve.
Ooh, maybe
that looks more realistic.
Actually, let's switch to something that has a bow.
He was like, he was shit talking him so much. He's like,
Dude, I can't fucking hear.
Ted Cruz is so bad at his job, he missed half the votes. He just didn't vote.
Hi, what's up? How's it going?
Speak again.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call. Be right back.
Alright, Theo, what are you playing?
I'm playing a Hydrosophist Grenadier.
So, Kurt, it's safe to say that you're a Republican.
Yeah, I think so.
An avid member of Unite the Right.
Let's switch your place with Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you support?
I don't know how Jeff Bezos' minds work, but
No, it's you, but you're there.
I pay my workers so that they can actually live.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I think the minimum wage should be a living wage.
Are you sure about that?
That's what FDR said. And FDR is probably the greatest president we ever had.
I mean,
objectively, I guess you can argue that like Abe Lincoln was because he kept the country together during a civil war, which is like sure.
He did not keep the country together. That was the whole point of the Civil War.
Bro, he won the Civil War, therefore bringing the country back together like a happy family.
Mm-hmm.
He won the Civil War
Single-handedly.
Yeah, he went down there with a sword and a top hat, and he kicked the South's ass.
An axe. He was a lumberjack,
an axe.
remember.
And also his beard.
So here's the thing. What we need to do, clearly, how many lumberjacks have we elected president?
See,
One.
I have a question.
And how many lumberjacks have been great presidents?
Have magical weapons?
One. Therefore, if we just elect lumberjacks to be president,
like a bow with magic.
how do we ever lose?
We do have that.
Yeah, we have that enabled.
Solid reasoning.
Excellent.
Alright. Also, I think it was Trapper that did the thing. Because I'm seeing some things I'm familiar, like bullet shot and tear gas and murder of crows. And also makeshift nail bomb. And novice makeshift grenade.
Honestly,
Alright,
let's just elect Mango president.
Who?
Mango's team Bernie.
Who?
Super Smash Brothers player.
Let's
no clue what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, go pour one out for Bernie. That dude got fucked. And then he said, I'm team Bernie.
Hell yeah, Mango. Let's select M2K. Just see what happens.
Let's select Team Star.
Oh boy.
Be fucking running through the White House. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Who else could we elect? That'd be good.
I would like to elect a dog because he's a good boy.
Kyle Kaczynski
Leffen's a
of
Swede.
secular talk.
Yeah, he just becomes a registered American.
No, Leffen's a Swede, dude. Also, the first thing Leffen would do as president would be to ban H-blocks from the country. Which would be funny, but probably not optimal. Oh, God.
Hey, Ben.
Honestly, let's elect Sonic Fox president. I just want to see if he wears the fursuit to, like,
Did you bring it?
all of his meetings.
There it is. When you're sure you did lay the
Because that'd be
software,
funny as
use
fuck.
this and the parameters suggest. No, just one fish with a free fish. I'll just smother her up.
Alright. I think I'm good.
Not as good as me.
Wait, what? I zoned out. It's been happening a lot lately. Oh,
Try
you just...
zoning in.
No. I'll die first.
Try jumping.
Is this
Jump and shoot.
hardcore, Theo?
Yep.
Excellent.
The hell bed. The 8.
How hardcore? Is this 6 times enemy?
Yeah, we need it 16.
That means that if we die, it's over.
Oh yeah, never mind.
I thought it was 8K. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. No, you didn't.
It's
You
blur.
need the entire
Okay.
time to discrete the 6K.
Just free us, you bitch, so we can kick your ass.
It's gonna take us 2 weeks to get a fresh.
Come over here, I can beat your ass. Oh, she
Another
actually
5 days minimum to get it ready to.
doesn't have much health.
Let's get her. Go, go, go.
Beat her ass.
What?
Wait. Yes.
You know what? I think we're gonna have.
Oh, are you just instantly going up? Not even gonna loot down here?
No.
Oh dear.
Just as much mine.
Leo, do you not want to loot down here?
We've been working on
Burger King's tweeting about the new Brockhampton album.
But you're right. This isn't in this.
Alright, fine, let's go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they just
Burger Hampton.
I have a friend who's a manager of a Burger King.
I thought you were gonna say Brockhampton.
No.
I was like, what the fuck, Dan? Why you been holding out on me?
What? Don't even care.
He
Honestly,
became a
Oh,
manager
Brockhampton.
after 4 months.
Just got
Fanboy.
Amanda.
the real world gives a shit about the 209 competition. No, it's just something that you build up in your head to make yourself feel important. You guys are pathetic. Thanks.
I'm not pathetic.
Oh, wait, isn't there normally the kid over here? God, what was the thing?
Alt.
Yeah. Alt is, you hold down it. Shit.
So what are you, Theo?
I am a healing grenadier.
You're Anna.
Yeah, yeah,
You're Anna without the gun.
yeah.
People still play Overwatch?
Leo
Can you
does.
not walk in just yet?
That's amazing.
It's not a bad game.
You can,
Run faster! Run faster, man! Run faster!
Why do you? You don't need to run or anything.
I'm here.
Or of exhaustion. By the way, you should definitely rot. What the fuck is that? Oh, another Wendigo appeared. Wow. You should definitely rob the starting characters. You should definitely rob them because they all have resurrection skills.
Come on, give me the chest. Give me the chest. Yoink! All mine. All right, what do you need to use?
I need a bow.
You need a bow? I'm the bow man, though.
I need a
I'm a
one-handed
bandit.
weapon.
Okay.
I
Let's
don't do
say
bows. I only do bows. Shit bows and bows. Magic bows.
Sabille. Sabille. Actually, I tend to prefer crossbows, funnily enough. They end up doing more damage for the most part. But they make you slower.
I just want a bow because it makes me feel cool.
New female human player, huh?
May I have that mallet?
No, this is my mallet.
You
Let
heard
me
the
find the
man
mallet in my inventory.
Come on, Mom. 16. Come on.
Should rob them all. Rob them blind.
Who are we robbing again?
Rob the the players you can be like Ifan and all them. You get like free scrolls and shit.
Alright. Pickpocket.
Then they can't question you.
I guess it's not my night.
Theo, hold on, wait, Theo. Wait, Theo, no! You fool, don't go yet. Alright, I'm here to assist you, Theo.
You guys killing people without me?
I would
No.
never do that.
How come they don't multiply? What?
I can see the
they did.
damage.
They did multiply, just not much.
Are you out of your mind?
Yes.
Alright, I pickpocketed you, I pickpocketed you. I think there's one more person that's pickpocket, right?
Oh, you're sorry.
Get up.
Oh, well, see, now that's what I hear that. As long as you're sorry, I'm not 200 grand, but Ben's sorry.
Wow.
Hear that? Ben's sorry!
Oh my god, Magister Caddick survived. Is this guy? I don't think this guy's supposed to survive.
Probably not, no.
Alright, I get it. Excuse me. You let me down? I don't care.
Alright, I'm also gonna steal everything on Magister. She doesn't have anything good. What?
And right now it's not worth a hell of a lot. You're gonna give me back everything you lost. I can't do that. That money